Welcome back to Supers Live. It's time for the Post Race WrapUp, brought to you by Wags Custom and Cool Awards. And boy, I would say we're surprised, but we're not, because this guy now has 8 wins in a row. He hails from Union, Connecticut. He drives the TMS Wolfpack number 11. Dave O, congratulations, Dave. I know you're not feeling up to snuff tonight, but you sure couldn't tell it with the way you ran that race. This was a little bit different than last year's show. You waited until lap 13 to take the lead, but congratulations on your second Billy Vukovich third classic here at Mesa Marin. Was this any easier for you tonight than your last year's win as a rookie?
I'd have to say it was, just because we kind of all got so spread out there pretty early on. I think last year I was dogging Rob's Nerf bar for maybe the first 70 laps or so, I felt like, if I recall correctly, at least. But I think it was a little easier because we got spread out, and it was just a tough race. Just a lot of traffic, a lot of moving around, and just a lot of work.
Well, seemed like there was a few cars out there that were warped tonight that maybe caused a couple of problems with the internet. We know everybody and their brother is on it tonight. Did you have any close calls with the lap traffic tonight?
I think I got into a couple lap cars bouncing off the wall. It's a tough track here, but nothing too major. No lag issues. I think I heard somebody say I was jumping a little bit, so I was trying to be cautious and pass where I could on the outside if I did catch anyone at that time. But thankfully, my internet was good enough to stay in it and didn't drop out, and come home with a victory there. It was a tough race. Great battle with you, Bobby, and Keith. Those opening laps, it was very crazy, and had to take a good race.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Able to work a pass in traffic, getting into lap traffic on lap 13, and you were able to make the pass for the lead. How did you set that up, or was it just one of those deals where the doors opened wide and there it was?
Well, once I got past Keith, I kind of figured when we got to lap traffic, you'd be a little more cautious and try to pinch it down pretty hard. So once I saw you pinch it down off 4, I knew that was my shot. I had rolled it good, and it was just good enough to get down and clear you going into 1 there. And from there on, it was just about working my way through the lap traffic as clean as possible and not hurting the car any worse than I was already hurt.
How much damage did you take in any of those incidents, Dave, and how much of an effect is it on the tires in the 100 lapper here at Mesa?
I started with a sliver of wheel damage on the grid with a little bit of body. That wasn't too bad. I got into I believe it was Patrick there, and got up to S in front spoiler, about a fifth, and wasn't too bad after that. But as the race wore on, I got together with a couple other lap cars that bounced off the wall, and it definitely showed up those last 50 laps. I'd have to say Keith and I were almost identical. I think maybe he was a hair faster there the last 25, definitely the last 10 laps. I think he was just a tick faster. So it definitely plays to effect with the tire wear on the 100 lapper, but thankfully had enough of a gap there to hold on to it.
Well, Dave, congratulations on your win here tonight. I know you've got some big races coming up at heatfinder.net. Let's talk a little bit about that, and go ahead and thank all the people that are helping you go racing here.
Yeah, just got to thank First Finish Race Servers, Airbag Studios, Icings on Top, and you guys at SUPRS for having us Heat Finder and Mod Squad guys over to race. Currently at Heat Finder, we got our Vintage series going on, and that's Saturday nights on a little bit of the Easter break, so don't really have anything much coming up too soon. Just got a race this Saturday at Richmond. That should be a good one, but then we kind of resume our full schedule of 2 races a night on Saturday and 1 on Thursday, starting the following week, the 23rd.
A lot of racing going on at Heat Finder. NASCAR Heat is not dead, folks. Trust us when we say it. Tonight was proof of that. A pretty dadgum good race. Your winner tonight, sponsored by the Mod Squad and the TMS Wolfpack, and a multi-time champion at HeatFinder.net, and now a two-time Billy Vukovich III Classic champion, Davo, out of Union, Connecticut. Let's talk to our second place finisher tonight, your 2018 Vukovich Classic winner. Keith put one on you, pal, and Keith, you sure did put one on a certain driver to move into second tonight. Great move to get up there, but maybe a little bit not enough there, too little too late to be able to catch Dave O. He says that he thinks that you were as fast at him at the end of the race. Is that the case?
Oh, thanks, Bobby. Yeah, great run with you during the beginning of the race. Yeah, I was a little bit faster than him. I could chip away into his lead a little bit, and then I'd hit some lap traffic that would be, a big group at a time. I'd lose a little bit, just playing it cautious. I believe it or not, did touch the tape for 100 laps, so that's kind of amazing. The race started off a little crazy, but lap traffic did a good job. So yeah, I was a little bit faster than him, but he was able to put that 5-second lead on me by the time we hit halfway point. And about lap 50 to 70, we stayed 5 seconds. He had hit lap traffic, I cut in a couple tenths, and then I'd hit the same lap traffic, and he'd even it back up. And then probably last 25, I could slowly start chipping away into his lead. But he had such a big lead that he pulled off. He was fastest car tonight. So congrats to him. We're trying to get that bounty off of him, but come up just a little bit short. But had a great fun race. Glad to see everybody make it in here for this memorial race. That's finisher. Pretty awesome. And got to thank Icings on Top and Supers and First Finish Race Servers. Congrats to top three. Congrats to your third place run there, Bobby. And yeah, we had fun tonight, and hope everybody had as fun as we did up there.
It was fun watching you, Keith. Congratulations on another podium finish here. You've got a pretty good record at the Vuki Classic. Lowest finish, 10th place in your very first Vuki back in 2009. And since 2016, hasn't finished out of the top 5. 3 podiums in a row for Keith. Put one on your pal out of Carrollton, Ohio. Let's talk to the driver from Erie, Pennsylvania that made his first super start here tonight. Brian Early. Brian, you got your first super modified race under your belt. It was a big one. 100 laps here. I know you're used to running longer races, just like your compatriot from HeatFinder.net, Speedy Man. What's your thoughts as you go away from Mesa Marin tonight after running the Billy Vukovich Classic?
Well, it was a pretty fun time. I just actually downloaded the mod today, so those are my very first laps this afternoon. And to get into the race, I think I ran reasonably. I did get dinged up pretty good at the beginning, and just tried to stay out of the way as a lap car as the race went on, and had a pretty good time. I had a pretty good battle with the other Brian that I believe you'll be speaking to here momentarily. He got by me at the very end there, so we had a pretty good battle still for being 5 laps down, and that was a good experience.
We're glad to have you, Brian, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you again soon out there on the Super Circuit.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, a couple of Brians here, as we said. Brian making note of Brian getting by him at the end. Let's talk a little bit about that. Brian Azucanega out of Centennial, Colorado. Brian, that was quite the race for you out there. It looked like at one point you got down in the infield and couldn't get out. Share with us some of your thoughts about running the Vukovich Classic.
Yeah, it was great. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I've been having some technical issues with my microphone a little bit, but yeah, it was pretty fun. I was just trying to stay out of the way and got caught up in the infield, and it wouldn't go for some reason, so I just kind of tried to stay low and out of people's way. But no, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, you're no stranger to real super modified racing and getting your feet wet out there in Colorado and Idaho and the West Coast. I'm sure you are very familiar with the name Vukovich.
Absolutely.
Down through the years, Billy Vukovich, ladies and gentlemen, super modified stalwart and three-time starter of the Indianapolis 500-mile race and Rookie of the Year, just like his famous grandfather and father. Tonight, we had a couple of rookies in the race that did pretty doggone well, finishing 7th and 6th in the finishing order. Congratulations to them, but of course, congratulations to our winner tonight, Dave-O, out of Union, Connecticut, now a two-time winner, the 5th multi-time winner of the Vukovich Classic in Supers history, and the bounty goes up to 25 points for our next race next week, another NASCAR heat event at Buckley Speedway. It's the Golden State Classic, 75 lapper at Buckley, coming up next week on the Supers Broadcasting Network. And neighbor, we sure do invite you to be here with us. We hope that you can join us at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, so that you can watch the best super modified sim racing on the internet being brought to you. We have been doing this now for, I think, talk to our producer, but I think this is our 4th year broadcasting super modified races. So in existence since 2004. Don't forget, you can make a donation to the Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund for Super Modifieds. Those donations go to help injured drivers like Jeff Russell, who we raised $150 for last week. So for all of us here at the Supers Broadcasting Network, we wish you good health and great peace as we move on through California from the Billy Vukovich III Classic. And we want to remind you that as you go through the Central Valley, make sure you're wing side up and wheels to the ground.
Well, if you're gonna do it, I say do it with someone you love. And if you're going through it, I say do it with someone you love. I've been around a long time, in and out of love. But if you're gonna do it, I say do it with someone you love. Come on.